So, about 2 days ago, our doTERRA company just announced something that's really, really powerful, and I'll go into that in a while, right? So before we start, I'm just going to show you a quick video on something that one of our owners, he said, one of our founding executives said. He is also the president of doTERRA. His name is Corey Lin. So Corey Lin is a very, very smart guy, very powerful guy. I'm more than happy that he's our chief financial officer. He's also the president of doTERRA. It's a 10 minutes sharing session about doTERRA's progress so far, and also as a company moving forward, how we are doing, and then compared to the rest of the industry. Yeah. So I'm going to just show you the video, and then when I come back, then I'll tell you a little bit more about the new extra way that you can get paid more commissions. Yeah.
Know how to jump. All right. I want to welcome you all to the final day. We saved the best for last. Not me. I'm talking about Dave and Emily, of course. Before I get started, I want to give you a little update on the coronavirus, the pandemic situation we're in. And we're thinking of all of you. We want you to know that doTERRA is doing well. Our operations team's working hard to keep up. They've had a few delays and a few stockouts, but they're doing great. Our member services team's working well from home, but there's some challenges with internet connectivity, the home environment. You may hear a dog barking in the background. We appreciate your patience as we work through this environment. Our corporate team is largely working from home during this environment. We want you to know that we're concerned for you and your teams, and we hope that you're all safe and well. The good news is that we paid commissions in April, and due to April BOGO showers, we'll pay even larger flowers of commissions in May, and we'll pay them every week and month going forward, just as we have for the past 12 years. My family's my top priority and concern, and they're all healthy, safe, and doing well during this pandemic. And just to clarify, this picture was taken prior to the social distancing norms we now experience. I don't want to say anything non-compliant, but I'll just say that with a family of 32 people in this environment, we're using more essential oils and our other products than we ever used before. As my wife Janice and I look to the future, we think of these amazing grandchildren. We now have 17 grandchildren, with 3 more coming by midsummer, bringing us to 20 in total. We love them, we care about them, we wonder what the future will hold for them, and we're doing our best to help their amazing parents, teach them how to survive and even thrive in our changing environment. Some of my grandchildren love Star Wars. There's a quote from Master Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back that applies to doTERRA. As you know, we have an ambitious mission and an ambitious vision that are always on our mind. The question is not if we will achieve them, because that's a given to us. The question sometimes is how are we going to achieve them? And that is what we focus on each and every day. Anyway, thinking of this, I was struck with this statement from Master Yoda to a young Luke Skywalker when Luke said he would try to do something Yoda had asked him to do. Yoda said, "Do or do not. There is no try." This applies to doTERRA. We have a bold mission and a bold vision, and just trying to achieve them is not an option. As a reminder, our mission is to change the world one drop, one person, one community at a time. This includes in Nepal and Guatemala and Kenya, everywhere. There is no try with this. We're focused on doing it. Our vision is to have essential oils in every home provided through millions of wellness advocates. This includes throughout Latin America, it includes China, it includes Brazil, India, and every home in the United States and Canada. Ultimately, every home needs essential oils, and now more than ever before. Again, there's no try with this. I recognize that the fulfillment of this vision may not fully happen in my lifetime, but our vision is for this to happen, and we're working every day to make it happen. So how are we doing at making all this happen? Let's review some facts and take a look at who is doTERRA. We are clearly the world's largest essential oil company. We are privately held so we can focus on our mission and vision without outside distractions. We are over $2 billion in annual sales and growing. We've been over $1 billion in sales in the U.S. for 3 years in a row. We have over $1 billion in assets, so we have a very strong foundation to support this growth. We have more than 9 million customers globally, with more than 3,600 employees, as was mentioned, who are working in more than 20 offices in countries around the world. This chart shows how our revenue has continued to grow throughout the world since our inception 12 years ago in 2008. Each year, the Direct Selling News puts out a list of the top 100 companies in terms of revenue. You can see on this list, which was just released a few weeks ago, that according to this report, doTERRA is the 8th largest direct selling company in the world. I should note that as a private company, we've chosen not to participate formally in this survey by bringing unneeded public attention to our growth, but we're sharing this with you. So we aren't listed formally, but you can see that we'd land at the number 8 position. What's interesting in this chart is to see what's happening to other companies in the world of direct selling. You can see that every other company in this chart, other than a Korean company, and doTERRA, who have experienced growth, every other company has continued to decline last year. Our global growth last year was over 5%, and for this year, we're growing at more than double the pace of last year. As such, we'll assuredly continue to move up this list. We believe that the success of doTERRA is rooted in our staying 100% focused on our key roles as a company. Our greatest success comes when we focus and work with excellence on the things that we are responsible for, and you as leaders can then focus on what you do best. Here's what we feel are our primary responsibilities, and next I'll talk about your responsibilities as leaders. First, we as a company focus on the doTERRA culture. Second, we are relentless in our pursuit of sustainably sourced, pure and potent oils. Let me briefly talk about our culture. To me, our culture is encapsulated in focusing on sharing and caring. Whether it's within our employee force, within our grower network, or even in the communities that we operate, we diligently stay focused on sharing and caring and not attacking and plundering. Okay? An example of this culture ties into our pursuit of pure oils. I love this picture because it represents the grower network that we have and their vulnerability to some degree. I'm amazed at how many other companies have attacked and plundered these very people in their insatiable desire for lower costs and even fake oils and all that they're doing. That's not doTERRA. By sharing and caring, the costs of our products are higher than most of our competitors, but those costs are supporting individuals and families and ensuring that they have a bright future. Clearly, our model of sourcing the best and helping the most differentiates us in an increasingly competitive essential oil world. In addition, now we provide exceptional complementary products and professional support staff and quality materials. It's our role to develop and maintain world-class systems and processes for ordering products and paying commissions. And then finally, we must exemplify integrity, which includes loyalty to you, our amazing wellness advocates. As we review this list, please know that we're self-aware enough to know that we're not perfect. But we're working very hard on these 5 key points and strive to become better in each area. For instance, we've invested nearly $100 million in IT systems that, while not perfect, handled the biggest BOGO week ever last week with ease. Also, I'm excited about our efforts to upgrade several of our complementary products and add new products as outlined by Rob Young in the first session. So some of you may wonder, it's great that you have your roles figured out. What's the role of a wellness advocate? This is what we see as your role as leaders in doTERRA. First, you all live and represent the doTERRA culture of caring and sharing, and you don't attack and plunder. You're all amazing at doing this. Second, you experience the products daily and you share with others. Third, you passionately teach, train, and educate on essential oil usage and on purity, potency, and sustainability. I'm sure that none of your family and friends would ever purchase oils from retail stores or untrusted brands online because they all understand what purity means and why it matters, particularly in this environment when health and wellness are a priority. Next, you support others in their efforts to share, whether you directly benefit or not. This includes supporting all of your team and others in their Diamond Club efforts. Developing future leaders will ensure your continued growth and development and secure your commissions. Finally, exemplifying integrity is vitally important for both the company and for wellness advocate leaders. Together, we need to support each other and ensure we are not speaking negatively of anyone else in the doTERRA family. If you really want to understand and be fully immersed in the doTERRA culture, I would encourage you all to put attending a co-impact sourcing trip on your vision board. I know we aren't traveling right now, but travel will return, and when it does, you'll want to be on one of these trips. I wanted to quickly highlight the opportunity we've created to have you take your team on a trip that you can lead. We're starting this in Kenya, and I believe in this so much that my wife and I had planned a trip with a group of youth from our community, including 2 of my daughters, in June to the Masai Mara region of Kenya. Well, that's been postponed, but we look forward to this life-changing trip for our daughters and their friends in the future, and hope that you and your teams will also pencil in one of these trips, as I know that it'll be the experience of a lifetime. As we now look to the future, we're going to grow in future years, and how that's going to happen. I want to.
Okay, so I hope you are excited as me when you hear about the news of how well doTERRA is doing. Can you imagine, even though we are a very young company, we are actually number 8 in the world in terms of sales, right? So that's really very powerful, and I'm proud to be with doTERRA. And the room for us to grow is really a lot more, okay, compared to some of the other companies that are really quite big in the world, right? So I'm gonna share, we come to today's main topic. We're gonna talk a little bit about a way that you can get paid more in doTERRA. Okay, so I say again, you can talk about a little bit about a way that you can get paid more in doTERRA, and that has to do with this bonus, this specific bonus called the empowerment bonus. Okay, so for those of you who do not know about the empowerment bonus, it works like this. For the month that you are a premier or a silver, as long as you have at least 1 enrollment with 100 PV or more, you will get to share 1% of the global commissionable volume. So what this means is that every month, at the end of every month, the entire world sales, doTERRA will take out 1%, and this 1% goes to the premier and the silvers. Okay, as long as they can enroll at least 1 person with 100 PV or more for that month. Okay, so what this means is that you are participating in how well doTERRA does in the whole world, right? So it's not just in your home country, but the whole world, like in the US, the European countries, Australia, Japan, all this, you get to participate, right? So you become like a kind of a shareholder with doTERRA, okay? When doTERRA does well, you also get an additional bonus, okay? So these are the numbers. Empowerment bonus was started in 2017. doTERRA, we actually changed our commission plan twice, and both times it is to add on additional commissions for the wellness advocate, right? And when we heard this in 2017 in Hong Kong, Macau, it was such a great news, right? Because we know that usually it's silver and above, you get to participate in the global bonus, but now with this empowerment bonus in 2017, they make it so that even the earlier rank of premier is able to get to participate in the global sales, right? So this is what happens. The average earnings of a silver is about 797 USD. In 2017, the empowerment bonus is 128, right? So this is the total average earning. It signals about a 16% increase in income, right? So for premier, because of this new empowerment bonus, you are earning 16% more. All right, and then for silver, the average income is 2001.65, and then the empowerment bonus is the same, right? Because the same share is 128, and then what happens is that the average earning actually went up by about 6%, right? So that's pretty good as well, 6% increment every single month. Okay, but what happened is that today in 2020, because doTERRA is doing so well globally, right? The whole world is doing really, really well now. The empowerment bonus actually went up to over 200. So previously in 2017 when we first started, it's $128, but now it's over $200 right? And then over the last 6 months, it's actually $221 on average. So this signal an even bigger increase in the income for premiums and silver, right? So what doTERRA wants to do is that we want to expand this empowerment bonus. Okay, so instead of just premium and silver, what we're gonna do is we're gonna expand it to the gold leaders as well, right? So what's happening is that the gold leaders can get up to 2 shares. So I say again, as of this year, each share is about 200 plus USD, but for gold leaders, you can get up to 2 shares. For that to happen, you need to enroll at least 2 persons with 100 PV or more in the month that you are a gold. Okay? So I say again, when you are a gold for that month, as long as you enroll 2 persons with minimum 100 PV in their enrollment orders, you get the maximum 2 shares, right? So it's about 200 USD times 2. Okay? So what's gonna happen is that, I mean, for if you're premium and a silver, then you'll be worried, right? Like, you know, how come now golds are getting additional share? Does it mean that my share is gonna drop, right? doTERRA actually thought about that. So instead of doTERRA just giving 1% to the pool, starting from May 1st, that means 5-6 days ago, doTERRA is adding a 0.25% of the global sales into this empowerment bonus. So right now, the empowerment bonus is a total of 1.25%. Okay, so the total is now 1.25%, right? And so to answer Adeline's question, this is starting in May. So in May, if you are a premier, silver, or gold, then if you have at least 1 enrollment for the silver and gold, premier, silver, gold, you get 1 share. If you are gold and you enroll 2 persons, then you get both the shares. So you maximize. Okay. So to answer Louisa's question, if the gold enrolls only 1 member, then they can only get 1 share. Yes. Okay. So why is it that in this climate, when all the companies they are cutting their employees' salary, making their employees take a pay cut, why is it that in this climate, you know, some of the companies they are laying off their workers or making their workers take no pay leave, but doTERRA is actually giving out more income? It's a very strong reason to me is because doTERRA really cares about the people, right? As much as possible, doTERRA will want to share the wins with us, right? We want to create a win-win-win situation, okay? So there are very important ideas why doTERRA is doing this. Basically, is to help people to be motivated to become premier, silver, and gold. So if you're not a premier silver, now you have an additional incentive to push to be a premier silver. If you are silver for quite a while and you're not a gold, then maybe now is a good time to go for gold, right? Because if you enroll 2%, you can get additional up to maybe about 400 USD, right? It really depends on how much doTERRA sales is doing that month and how many premium, silver, and golds there are that month. Okay, but on average, that's what you might be looking at. Okay, the powerful thing about this empowerment bonus is not just to help people to rise up the rank, but what's more powerful is to help you to maintain the rank, right? It's really to help you to maintain the rank, and that's what we want stability in our team. Yeah. Okay. And end of the day, we want to provide more residual income for the leaders. All of us, we are enrolling people every single month when we are doing the business. So this is an income that will come in naturally for you, right? Every single month, you will have at least 1 or 2 enrollments. Okay. And end of the day, the whole world, our global sales leadership team, end of the day, the backbones are actually made of premiums, silvers, and golds. Okay, and that's the reason why doTERRA wants to stabilize this, and the emphasis on enrolling people is the key to long-term success. The only way we can find additional builders to start new legs, to expand our team, to widen our team so that we can get even more uni-level, the only way to grow our team sideways is really by enrollment or enrolling new people. Okay, so doTERRA wants to create the right culture, or wants all of us to choose the right behavior. right? Which is to continue to do enrollment, continue to share and to care for the people around us. Okay, so so that's the very powerful news. So hopefully this will give us the motivation to stabilize our elite, premier, silvers, and gold, and also try to push up the rank, right? Try to go for the next rank. If you are silver for a while now, I think this is the year to go for gold or more, right? Okay. Right. So that's the very big news that we are very happy to share with. It's not very often that companies, especially MLM, adjust their compensation plan to pay out more money. More often than not, they actually adjust their compensation plan to cut down the commissions that they pay out. Okay. Right. So I myself, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get this news to the people that I know, people in my team, and I hope you make it a point to let them know as well. Please send them the recording. So by the end of today, I will post the recording. Please send it to them. Invite them to take a look. Okay. Are there any questions about this part? About this bonus? Are there any questions other than the Adeline and Louisa question that I have answered already? Okay. Right, if there's no question, that's the end of my sharing for today. Thank you so much for joining the call. I hope you are excited and as happy as I am. Thank you so much. Please go out and reach out and share the odds with people during this period of time. Any difference when somebody enroll 1 or 2? So enrolling more is better, right? But for premiers and silvers, they can only get 1 share. So minimum they must enroll 1. Okay, for gold, the maximum shares is 2 shares, which means that you must minimum enroll 2. So 1 share equates 1 enrollment equates 1 share, right? But golds can get maximum to 2 shares. Any other questions? Nice. Yeah. All right. Awesome. So happy. Yeah. Really, I'm really very happy and grateful to be able to partner with Proterra. Yeah. Okay, if not, then that's it from me. Hope you guys put some essential oils in your diffuser, rub some cedarwood, some sandalwood on the soles of your feet, and then have a good night rest. Okay, bye. See you guys. Bye.